Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. With all your heart. Missing someone.
Hi guys, it's Dee and welcome back to Dee's Yard. I am really excited to share with you today my new shade to part shade wooded area garden, and I have minimal experience when it comes to shade tolerant shrubs and perennials other than your common boxwood and shade annuals that I put on my porch. So this garden was a lot of fun and completely new to me, and honestly there's just something calming about this area in my backyard. It could be the dappled sun that peeks through these native trees or even the noise of my koi pond's waterfall, but either way I am super excited to watch this area evolve. So just to give you a background of this location, this area gets around 2 to 3 hours of morning sun and then just dappled sun for the rest of the day. You'll notice we have a fence behind this garden, and that's where our land actually slopes down to the other side of our property. I would say that this late winter, early spring was when my husband came in here and cleaned up all this brush and even had to cut down a few of the trees, but of course he left me a couple native trees to create this woodland garden. So you'll notice to the right side of the garden that we have an electrical outlet, and this leaves us with a possibility of maybe building a gazebo, but we haven't finalized on anything yet, so we're just keeping this area open. In the back for height, I planted a Camellia Japonica from the Southern Living plant collection called Early Wonder. And when you think of camellias, usually Sasanquas bloom in the fall to early winter, and Japonicas bloom from midwinter to spring. But this Early Wonder Japonica is fall blooming and blooms a rose pink double bloom. This camellia gets about 6 to 8 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide, and it's hardy in zones 7 to 9. So this is very unique, and I'm really excited because it is just completely budded up. All right, and if we step over here to the left, you'll see also for height, I planted 2 Aucuba Japonicas, also known as gold dust plant. They get about 10 feet tall and 6 feet wide, and they're hardy in zones 7 to 10. I really love the sprinkle gold dust look on their shiny leaves. And it looks like this one over here actually forgot to move the tag. All right, so moving on for additional height in the back, the last one I have here is a Nova Zembla Rhododendron, and it could get about 6 to 8 feet tall and 5 to 7 feet wide. It's hardy in zones 4 to 8, and even though most rhododendrons don't usually care for the cell's high heat and high humidity, this variety is supposed to be more tolerant of heat and sun. I think with this area getting mainly morning sun and shade for the rest of the day, they should be just fine. Okay, so those were the shrubs that I planted in the back, kind of up against the fence to give all the height in the garden. So stair stepping down to the next level, I planted 2 spreading plum yews, and these are fantastic little evergreens that are perfect under trees. They get about 2 to 3 feet tall and about 3 to 4 feet wide. They are hardy in zones 6 to 9, and like I said, they're perfect for under trees. So I just had to take a pause for the cause because I just had a bug or mosquito of some sort just fly straight in my eye. But anywho, the next plant that I planted is a Mahonia. It gets about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. It is hardy in zones 7 to 10, and it blooms these beautiful yellow flower spikes in the fall, followed up by purple blueberries. The bees love the yellow flowers, and honestly, I'm surprised they're not on them right now. I think this is such a fun fern-like plant. And you guys, the next one over, I got so incredibly lucky on this because it just seems like it's sold out everywhere. It's so late in the season, but I ended up finding this big Daddy Hydrangea at one of my local garden centers. It is a Hydrangea macrophylla, and it's from the Southern Living Plant collection. It gets about 5 to 6 feet tall and wide, and it's hardy in zones 6 to 9. And for me, it's going to bloom these big blue clusters based on my acidic soil. The name of this plant comes from the very large blooms, hence Big Daddy Hydrangea. So the next plant over is actually inspired. I saw it at my local aquarium, and this is called a Holden Rhododendron. I don't know too much about it, so I know that the aquarium is climate controlled, so we shall see how this stands up to my hot and humid summers. But it gets about 4 feet tall and wide, and it's hardy in zones 5 to 8. All right, and then I have scattered around here in the garden bed and wrapped around this area, I planted 5 mountain snow Pieris by the Southern Living Plant collection. They get around 3 to 4 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide. They are hardy in zones 4 through 8, and I really just love the color of this foliage. And I'm super excited for the white panicle blooms that they give in early spring. All right, so now let's move around to the front and I'll show you what I have planted so far. I definitely plan on putting more plants up front, but so far I have 3 Bedazzled lilies. They are hardy down to zone 3. They get about 7 inches tall and 21 inches wide, and they have this really cool painted foliage. Next to the hostas, I planted 2 ferns called Japanese beech ferns, and they are hardy in zones 4 through 9, and they get about 18 to 24 inches tall and wide, and I really want to add some more ferns into this woodland area. I love the look that they bring. Next to them, I also planted some ground cover. I have 3 here as well as 3 behind, and they are called Bronze Beauty Ajuga. They feature a blue flowering spikes in the spring, and they only get about 3 inches tall and about 18 inches wide. And they are hardy in zones 3 through 9. So that is the start to the new garden adventure for me, and I cannot wait to watch this area transform as well as add in some other woodland type perennials. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video and maybe even inspired you to look at a wooded area in your yard a little bit differently. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Missing someone.